guys.
Hey.
Hey. I guess, yeah, we're right here. Okay. So, we're going to be reacting, as you saw the title, to the new Idubbz. I was going to say movie.
It's an hour long, that's...
I guess, yeah.
Well,
here.
I guess most movies, it got to be at least 90 minutes, but it's close enough. It's a short film. And we're going to be doing a little bit of you cringe, you lose, too.
Yeah. Sorry. This isn't... Okay. Oh!
Well,
it's my first time streaming, guys. Okay.
Every single time will be the first time streaming.
Okay. So, we're going to be doing cringe or lose while you do this, but we're also going to be reacting. So, if you don't want to watch us keep pausing it, you can go watch it yourself. Yay!
It's very easy. You just look up the title of the video, and it's right there.
Yes. So, if you don't want to watch us pause all of, a lot throughout this, you can go watch the original
Yeah, if you
video.
have more than one brain cell, you understand.
Yeah. All right. So,
do you want the art box to be so big it takes up a lot of the screen?
No, we will make it actually. We'll go smaller just because we will be watching a actual video of his. Okay. So, he has. Do you have your alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna be playing.
Choice is an Irish cream.
Yes, and I don't drink, so I'll be using weed, which in Oregon is legal. So, don't come after me.
Yeah, if you have more than one brain cell, you get it.
All right, so yeah, I'm so nervous, but here we go.
I've been a fan. Emphasis on been. I watched Idubbz since the beginning of them. Almost. Oh my god, it's been well over 10 plus years.
Yeah.
When it was Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, and him and Chad and all of them were still fresh off the block, making YouTube edgy content, and then
he just fell off that, and
it was a downward spiral real quick. There's a whole rabbit hole you can go down.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is, as a longtime fan that's not been a fan for a long time as well, I am looking forward to this being terrible. Just no high expectations. This is going to be fun for the wrong reasons.
Yep. All right, buckle up, or
buckle up, kiddos.
As my grandfather would say, fuckle up. Just kidding. He'd never say that.
You don't know your grandfather.
Just because I'm adopted. Okay. All right. Ready? All right. Here we go.
You can move your drink.
Oh, maybe. What?
Your drink.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
And let me see. I'm going to turn it up a little bit because it's... I've got to do a little bit of a volume check. Okay, we'll rewind it. Can you hear?
I can hear it.
Oop, sorry, hold on. I had that muted. I apologize.
With the video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I forgot I didn't have a
We're just
YouTube
gonna have to
on
watch
here.
Ian fucking scratch his baby belly one more time.
Alright, here we go. We'll do...
The beach is surprisingly dangerous. Consider the
fucking thing in our defense. Actually, Hila's not a baby killer. Actually, accusing Ethan of killing his dog is maybe too far, because they have mobilized such an insane...
I'm cringing.
Already?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay. No, I haven't. If this is what, honey, you can't set the bar this low. I have already some set expectations.
I have none.
I'm just gonna tell you right now that if this is your minimum for cringing, you're going to die tonight.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, let me take my hit, and then I'm gonna compose myself and do more.
Okay.
The face is just ugh. Okay.
That soy face just exudes just masculinity. I love it. What do you want?
It's like watching a toddler because he's so bald.
He's-
Alright.
I'm just got barely more hair than he does. What are you talking about? On top of my head, at least.
Harassment group. That anybody who says any fucking thing,
I'm curious who's
they
filming
will
him.
attempt
His,
to ruin
his
their
girlfriend?
lives. And once
His
again,
fucking
I'm the crazy one.
wife.
It's not bad enough that I have this group of
What we do here is go back.
Yuck. I will say one of my favorite content cop things, not really content cop, but his thing was really, really messed up.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I'm not laughing because I thought it was funny, but
I think it's funny.
I mean, okay, it is a little funny, but it was more like he actually did that to her. And then she didn't realize who it was when he that's a little crazy to me too, but whatever. I digress. I'm surprised he still fits it. Is he on that meth diet? Ew. Oh. Oh.
Keep smoking, buddy. You'll feel better. Goose, you're pulling on the cord.
Yeah, you really are. You gotta get back.
Goose, get back. Get back, buddy. Get back, buddy.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hassan Piker, and this is Dawson.
Oh, damn it, I'm cringing. God damn it. Oh, man it. Oh, fuck. Okay. I will say, Hassan makes me want to jump off an entire cliff.
There's
Like,
who doesn't?
without a parachute. Just smash straight into the fucking rocks.
I wish
Anyway.
I could convince him to jump in the water first and then laugh at him later.
That'd be funny. Anyway, here we go.
Ethan?
Broadcast coming to you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. I have a very important announcement. I've finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's content nuke, and I'm not going to call it context puke as I normally do because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a...
Clip it. Clip it. Clip it.
He said it. He
Clip it.
agreed.
He did it. All right.
vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both
Can I
physically
have some paper towels?
and
I just-
also mentally. I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know everything? How? Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan.
Oh,
Wake
Lord.
up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake.
Ugh.
I...
It's gonna get worse here in a few seconds. I'm gonna tell you. I know what comes next, but that already is too much for me.
This is so cringe. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Ethan, wake
I don't think anyone here's asleep, bud.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway.
Wake, Ethan.
Ew.
This is no
Who is
regular
that?
dream.
I
This is
don't
a
know.
nightmare.
Some.
Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Yeah,
Wake
exactly.
up, Ethan, wake up.
Yeah, there's that one.
Oh my god, my favorite person in the world.
Yeah, frog face bitch.
Can't believe she's in that. Oh my god, dude.
Ethan, wake up. Wake up. Zooms anyone? Just wake up.
Come on, is it? Jesus Christ.
Wake
Oh,
up.
that's good
Wake
for you.
up.
Wake up.
Oh,
Wake up,
if you want to go
Ethan.
back, I want to show you. So, if I know where it's from, but go back to when he's holding the sword towards the camera.
Oh, I think I went
You're a little too far back.
I've been lying about
Way
everything.
too far back. Way too far back.
Sorry.
Start from right there.
Right here.
Ethan, wake up.
When he's got the sword pointing towards the
Seen anyone?
camera.
Just wake up.
Okay.
Now look at that hilt. So out of context, that's looking a little fishy. Like
That's
you're
crazy.
you guys are gonna be on the very specific side of the political spectrum that you are, and that's what you're gonna be holding. Now, what it is that's from Bleach, the anime. That is Ichigo's Bankai. When he
But
transforms his sword.
That's crazy that it's this. That's crazy.
Yeah, people are pointing that out, like Ethan or Ian. Like that's
so funny. Ethan and Ian.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them confused a lot during
God.
this, especially the more I drink.
I will say this girl right here.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Oh. Okay.
Fucking annoying.
She's
really
I
pretty.
really don't know who she is.
I don't know who she
I've
is.
Seen
Maybe Hassan's girlfriend.
what? No, I don't think that man has any sort of sexual preference. I don't know. That man's exudes asexuality to me.
Oh my god. Anyway, she's really pretty. So whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Well, if it's okay, I don't know these people. All I know is that they all lean a certain way, and they're all like.
I mean,
very extreme.
Her face does not have to do anything with how she leans. I just think she's pretty.
That's how they get you, honey. They use pretty faces and big boobs to get you on their side.
Look at that.
Don't you tell them how dirty our room is.
Shit. I mean, don't look at that. Okay. Anyway, all right. Here we go.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up, Ethan.
Because, like, she also Never mind. No.
I'm not gonna do a react.
I was gonna say she also, leans a certain way, and I don't think she's the prettiest. I think the other girl is so pretty, so it doesn't.
It just shows you that they can look however they want. There's still dog shit on them in the brain.
Okay, let's go.
Content, yeah, chat.
I'm the same. Nobody's told you to wake up, Ethan.
Ooh, yummy. I love Sabra hummus.
Time to wake up, Ethan.
Yeah,
Dude,
I do
me too.
It's good. I don't care how you feel about the name or its origins. It's good shit.
Dude,
I don't
we
give a
have
fuck.
it in our
tastes
fridge
good.
right now. It's so good. Like, I eat that with carrots all day, every day. Anyway.
I eat it on its own. I eat it by the spoonful. I fucking love that shit.
Dude, hummus is so good. I love it. Anyway. Oh, that was just the intro. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's just the intro.
All right. I didn't plan.
I didn't plan for
made
that
me
either.
cringe.
Huh?
That made me cringe.
Well, you know the rules. Gotta find the nearest bridge, honey.
Damn!
Making it up as we go.
Oh, man. All right.
Plan on making a content cop on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that. H3.
Cut it. That's all that video needed to be. It seems stupid. It is. Then don't make it.
If you had made one like 8 years ago when you still had some respect and Ethan wasn't as far gone as he was, somehow you followed him and went even deeper than he did, and somehow you've turned me on to Ethan's side. Even
He turned you on?
Yeah. Look at that little baby sparkle of a fucking hair on his lip. Like, you don't want to fucking suck that off? He's prepping right now. Like, it's just big enough for me to stick my cock in.
All right.
3 content cop, Idubbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hassan Piker. Content cop on Sargon.
Did you see his gold tooth?
Oh yeah, I couldn't. Every time it pops up, I can't stop looking at it.
It makes me want to just smash my head into something.
If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's gotta be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan. He's the one who fucking attacked first.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I don't think that's attacking if your friends aren't backing you up when you expect them to.
It's not really attacking when you've been kind of taking the shit for years on end and then you speak up about it. I don't really see that as attacking.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, we both don't lean a certain way, period. Like, but we will point out when it's just dog shit coming out of your mouth.
I try to lean towards common sense, regardless of what that means.
Yeah.
I'll float back and forth according to who's screaming the loudest, but otherwise, you're making too many waves on one side of the wave pool, and it's making everyone else uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very weird.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you a story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years. So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers. You trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that.
I will say right now, this look for Ethan is not good.
Every time he has that look, he looks very coked out of his fucking mind.
It's very interesting. Anyway.
Topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
Well, that dance he invented was yeah.
Sorry. I just think it's so funny that he's like, there are two, there is a spectrum.
Well, okay,
like, it's just
this
like...
is kind of a weird conflation because Hassan is very outspoken about politics. That is like part that is the bread to his butter. He's very well known for being a political content creator. Ethan is not. He has, I mean, he's obviously talked about politics are added into his content. They're not always been his focus. Since his beginning, it's been mostly internet culture. Like, that has always been Ethan, is internet culture.
Yeah.
You know, if politics get into that, then he's going to talk about it. Or if he's, you know, he's a human, so he has his views. He's going to speak up about it, like everyone has the right to do. So, I don't know, this is a weird conflation because, one, you're comparing a internet comedian talk show host to a political spokesperson.
Yeah.
So it seems that
he had a podcast with Trisha.
Really, yeah, like, okay, you can insert anyone into Ethan's place here on that day. Like, oh, he went to go talk to some conference about politics, and then you have all these other YouTubers who may or may not talk about politics sometimes, and then on that day they uploaded a usual video.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a weird stance to have.
I think it's just very, because like I get sort of like he's saying, yeah, no, they're all in poverty and all of this, and then he shows a TikTok or video of them of doing this, but look, it says right here in the corner, it says music video.
I mean, you had Ethan talking about Hassan showing off all those those what is it? Music videos of.
Oh my god!
Those
Yeah.
music videos.
Oh yeah,
So
this
they're
is a
doing the same
music
thing.
propaganda. Okay, well, all right, here we go. Oops.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that that may be a war crime. It literally is.
I was just eating the toppings. And the pizza looked like a burned victim. It was all
I just
disgusting.
don't know what he's trying to get at with this. You're comparing internet personality person who talks about internet culture and just dumb shit all the time to someone
Yeah.
who makes a point to talk about politics as much as they can. What is your your smoking gun? What is your gotcha here?
Yeah, you're taking a person who is like this huge political figure. Well, not huge, but I mean, he's pretty big
The
for.
first time I ever heard of Hassan was when I was in like middle school, and my cousin, who was very politically outspoken, was obsessed with him at the time.
But it's like comparing that person to like Carrot Top, who just makes jokes for fun. Not saying Carrot Top is hilarious, because I don't know, but like, I mean, just to a comedian, like, he's supposed to make jokes, and it's not like, and he's making it about himself too, like, sort of, in a way. So I don't know, it's just very weird hill to die on to me.
Yeah, but what can I say? Like, should you can be planning to Steven Spielberg for making movies about dinosaurs when there's people dying in wars every day? Like,
yeah,
what's the point?
Very weird.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the
Okay, you
the
can't
goof
say
guy.
that. Just because someone makes it their daily life to talk about politics every day, doesn't necessarily mean they're the only people allowed to do it.
Yeah.
You can have infinite amount of hobbies and other aspects of your life and still be well informed about certain things. Just because you don't speak about it to everyone doesn't mean you're not paying attention or studying or anything when they're not looking, when you don't want them to look because you don't want to bring it to that attention.
And that's fine, you know. We don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand...
Isn't he also from Israel?
It has been such a long time. I
can't remember, but...
I think he might be some...
Greggy, I think he knocked over something. Sorry.
No, he's eating the food.
Oh, he's getting the cat food. Sorry, our fat cat is being fat. Okay. All right. This is hard to watch.
I'm not gonna say. I don't remember what he is, but his, like Ian said,
Ela's
Israeli, and that's where she comes from. She
I think
served
they
in the
met in
military.
Israel is what happened. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on their story, but
it really doesn't matter.
It's literally just tiny bits, so it doesn't matter. So
he
let's
has a
continue.
personal connection to Israel, so it makes more sense that he's more sensitive about that issue.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer.
Oh,
so this
you
is
just said
something-
it.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to say, like, any comparison between the two, like, you can't make. So I'm curious, because he said it right there. He is strictly a political, but Ethan is not. He is comedy. He is drama. He is basically, he's a variety streamer of like social things. So
it kind of defeats what I don't like. So what was the point of you showing the
back and forth?
Back and forth.
Yeah.
When you just said that. He's. Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They are very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this...
Wait.
So I think his whole point is like, it's very obvious one person is very in tune to politics and he knows what he's talking about, and so I guess it just comes down to what, like, if they're gonna argue, what he's actually going to argue with.
Yeah. Okay.
This massive progressive audience that Ethan has, adopted over the years, they're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on Leftovers, he's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that. When you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hassan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb.
Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits. And everybody thinks this guy's awesome, apparently. Even though he looks like Millhouse. Fucking dork.
He's not wrong.
I was about to say, he ain't
this
wrong.
Guy is, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, no, he ain't wrong. He looked like Millhouse. Dye his hair blue, brother.
Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking... And I'll say it and I'll double down on it. And people... Oh, no?
No,
did I not go there?
And it's all culminated, at least for my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge.
He's the one who burned the bridges. I see. Okay.
I think, because don't hate me, but I'm not 100% sure if Ethan has Tourette's?
Yes, he does.
Okay, so with that being said, a podcast, he just says what's on his mind. So, like, at the very end of that clip, he's like, no, should I have not have said that? No. He knows that, what's been said has been said, but he definitely has that, oh, fuck, should I not have said that? Like, but it's a podcast, so it's like you can't take it back.
Yeah, when you're in the heat of the moment,
yeah,
things are gonna spill. It doesn't make it. It doesn't always excuse it, but
exactly.
It's
bound to happen.
But yeah, it's easier.
Especially because Ethan has like 7,000 different podcasts, so his like entire life is basically online.
Yep.
There isn't really any stops, so that within that timeline, it's bound to happen that you're gonna make a mistake, and not just saying he made only one, and not saying he has. I have no idea. After we, figure everything out, obviously we can give a solid. But yeah. Okay, here we go.
With me. Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he's...
What about the opposite side, though? What about Hassan? I think they
Hassan
both need help.
Does Hassan not need any help?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they pick apart of, if they're gonna pick apart the content nuke at all, because as far as I can tell, everything that Hassan said and everything he presented was within context, and he's not trying to hide that. And
yeah,
we know.
Maybe we should have watched the content nuke first.
No, it's okay.
We'll watch it later.
That was like an hour long too. We would have been here for like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, we'll just watch that on a different day. Anyway, here we go.
Stops harassing other creators. Maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship. So that's been my approach. I've occasionally thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like Idubbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like, this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. And also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking sometimes you gotta just throw...
Yeah. I feel like that was funny.
Yeah,
I feel
it was
like
pretty funny.
that's a pretty good joke. And I wouldn't have reacted that way, but I don't necessarily blame Ethan for being so set on his principles.
Yeah.
To each their own, whatever. He finds Hassan to be completely irredeemable and finds it just deplorable to treat Hassan so like nicely, just so.
Yeah. Harley, please
stop chewing.
Please, Harley.
Stuff. Thank you.
Okay. Hold on, I need a.
What do you dig in the trash
I
for?
lost the top to this.
Oh.
Yeah. Whatever.
Do you want me to go grab?
But what about this?
I don't know, just dump it on the ground. I'll deal with it later.
Whoa.
What'd you do?
Okay.
What did I do?
Whoops. Alright.
Alright, everything's going to shit.
It really is. I'm gonna put that up there so it doesn't like fall. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Told you it'd fall.
Throw something out there. I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. And one of those circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content, he liked Ethan's content, until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that.
Do you really think putting yourself, your crew, and your audience in a
semantic competition over a petty year-old I'm right, you're wrong obsession you cannot get over is the right strategy? Stop tormenting yourself, man. Listen to Hassan. I don't know.
I think when it becomes an opinion war, it's an opinion war, honestly. Like, yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
I don't know. Like, I need more context to really understand what he's complaining about. All I see is listen to Hassan. I'm like, no, probably not.
Yeah, no.
Probably don't do that.
Nah.
You know, like, I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered colored.
Now that
True.
brings us to February 28th of this year. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word.
How do you think you're morally above us all when you're just judging people based on where they're from? Okay, first all, he's not a good guy. Okay.
Oh my god. Alright. You can calm down. You can calm down.
Yeah, maybe touch some grass, bud.
Yeah.
Like,
you can take a chill.
Maybe get off this screen. could like actually continue.
Oh, sorry.
He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit. I'm
gonna tell you right now, my dog loves cheddar cheese.
Sure. Ethan at some point discovers that Idubbz' former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with. He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information, and that would be horrible.
I'm gonna tell you right now, your employees send you stuff and information like that because you're podcasting about it. That's what a job. I mean,
and if they're sending you stuff that's not relevant and just making your job harder and it's not funny, then
yeah,
you fire them.
Yeah, like yeah, okay.
Otherwise, you both go down in the same ship.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be doing that. They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show, that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you? Why is there so much work being put into discovering this guy on Twitter who's barely getting any interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit, when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place? If you do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before.
Oh,
this account.
That's a whole other issue.
Jesus.
Honestly, Destiny 2, a little more fun, but you know, a worse community management than the first one.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. All right.
Has scraped its history, and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me. So yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty, uncharitable, and fucked up towards Ethan and Hila on Twitter. But
I don't think there should be a but.
But
Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and respond
That was
to the
just
two
so out of the blue. That was so out of the blue.
Pedophile, you know, strong claim. I'm pretty sure most of the young females he keeps on tabs on his Twitch account are of age, so you know, he's a little creepy and a little too old to be doing what he does, but I think technically they're of age, so you know, it's a moot point.
Streams where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like, she's like a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and Idubbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only use the For You tab. For all you know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not gonna throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not gonna throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
I don't know. He sounded like a moment. Can you really defend the things he was saying? He was calling like her awful things and like attacking her personally. It seemed more than just like he's just having a spasm. He's just having a moment.
No,
I don't really think that's excusable for the things he was saying. I don't really associate with people who just callously just call out people like that, calling them monsters. You know, so weird. I don't follow people like Hassan or Idubbz anymore.
Very weird. Very weird hill to die on because that's just fucked up. Like calling her a baby killer and
Nazi,
like that's
calling
just,
her the C word. Like I'm not gonna abandon my relationship with him just because he said a few mean things. I think it depends on what he said. Yes. And it sounds like things he said were pretty bad.
Yeah. So. In this instant, Idubbz, you're wrong. Anyway.
How many women I fucked? Hassan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like, this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people, I'm sure, who have unfollowed you,
think you can
for the
call
things that you've said.
If you think the guy's, I don't know.
Yeah, those shoes are pretty awful.
Just because, to be real for a second, he's I don't know. Ethan finds the guy so evil, and so him calling out his shoes
is the best you got.
Well, it's just more like he's not allowed to make small little criticisms here and there, and still think that the guy's like irredeemably bad and thinks he's like the Antichrist. I don't know. I don't think there's a line when you think the guy's most evil thing. You know, it's a weird thing that you're not allowed to criticize these little things and be cute about making fun of his wardrobe when you think the guy's so evil. Like, why not?
Yeah.
What?
And done. And I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want to throw someone away because they've had some hard moments. We're all fucking human.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find.
I like how he continuously uses the same, like, 2 or 3 clips over and over and over again. It's like, can you get something, like, more evidence? Can you show us more evidence, different videos, instead of the 2 or 3 you've just been showing us?
Yeah. Another thing, I'm very different. I can easily throw people away for one thing, because if the thing they did is so antithetical to what I believe or stand for, then
yeah,
it's pretty easy. And not to say like you're less or you're stupid for not doing it, but I just it's a lot easier. I found it healthier to just not try and hang on to someone when they've done something so deplorable and inexcusable.
Yeah.
Find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend, and I'm a...
Yes, you are a bad friend for not standing up for your friend's wife when she is literally getting attacked online. Instead, you think to yourself, you read it, say, that's not a good thing to do, but do nothing. Yes, you're a bad friend.
Yeah, you can't
Idiot.
really...
The fuck?
If you're like a vector friend to 2 different people who hate each other, and one person is
like if his best friend started saying just just the most unreasonable shit about me, you think they're still gonna be friends? Like, that's so random.
Yeah,
why?
It would be really difficult because they have such differing views that I don't know how you can really be friends with both of them. And it just seems like you're either picking and choosing and pretending to be friends, or you're just pretending in general. This is getting hard. I'm drunk.
A piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly because I am following someone on Twitter.
Because they have...
Following?
No. You weren't following him. You used him as an editor. You became friends with him. And then you were, like...
Well, he didn't say he was really...
Not friends, but, like, you... Like, as an editor, you know, you have that relationship as... You may not ever see each other's face, but you talk because you're editing videos for each other, like, for him. Like, it's just weird. It's just very weird to say...
Yeah,
like,
I'm confused on, like, the timeline. Like, was he... If he was not your editor... Okay, so, like... If he was your editor at the time still, and you saw that, that I wouldn't think that would be okay to look at.
Exactly.
If he was not your editor at the time, and you saw that and you're still following him, why would you still follow him?
You're making yourself look stupid.
I'm just confused. Maybe I missed something, but it doesn't really make sense. Because if you're still trying to be friends with Ethan, but you're still have a relationship with the person who is calling the other person's wife a baby killer,
is very weird.
I don't see how you can defend your relationship to Ethan that way.
Yeah.
Have mobilized such an insane harassment group. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life. It's that people outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, yeah, people are gaslighting you. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized.
All right, Idubbz, this is not about you.
No,
This-
hold on. Play it. Play it.
That was actually like the #1 type of harassment I got was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
I probably done and
Oh,
stood by.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay, you. There's a difference between apologizing and admitting like I've changed. I don't agree with the things I said, and there's another thing being like everyone who still supported me at the time and like enjoyed that content. You're now below me, and you're a monster.
Yeah.
You didn't just apologize and went on your way saying
No.
like I'm a different person. You went out of your way to alienate all the people who you curated to follow you up until that point. You just one day just decided, yeah, I think they're all scumbags and I'm gonna let them know.
Very weird. You're so weird for so weird. So whatever.
By Idubbz and Anissa more than anybody. I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional.
I don't think it does. I think it's Ethan trying to prove a point that he's a better friend than you ever will be. So, and the fact that you think it's transactional is actually beyond me, because I think you're looking at it as a transaction. He's looking at it as, I did this for my friend, and they did not do the same for me. That's
I'm a
crazy.
little confused too, because yeah, he stood up for you. He stood by your side when everyone was coming after you.
He just wanted the
whereas you
same.
didn't do the friend. It is, you know, it's not like your idea of transactional. Like, it's more of, well, if you're friends, then it shouldn't be something you think about. It should be something you just do. Because you're friends. It's not like, all right, it's your time to defend me. Come on. It's more like you see the wrong being against your friend, and the instinctual right thing to do for the person you consider your friend is stand up for them, because you know the truth of the matter. You know their character better. You know that you respect them. It's not, I don't know, transactional. It seems to a weird way to talk about what a friendship is.
Yeah, because like if we went out and some person was picking on him and I stood up for him, and then some other person came up and started bullying me and he didn't, I would come home and be like, hey, like, why did you do that? Like, it's not,
our relationship is transactional now?
Yeah, that's so weird. It's such a weird thing
like,
to say.
No,
it's just a relationship.
It's not about like you are. It's not it is a back and forth, because that's just the natural ebb and flow of a relationship. It's not oh, I've earned some brownie points, time to spend them. It's the relationship is built upon communication and trust, no matter what type of relationship you have.
And you said, and Idubbz saying that it's transactional really shows that he did not look at Ethan and Hila as any sort of friend or any relationship that he wanted, because it's a relationship. It's not transactional. You just do it because you're friends and you care about each other and each other's partners. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
God.
You're both on the same bridge. That is your friendship. It's you can't just, when a fire starts, just ignore it, and then him being like, dude, we're on the same bridge, help me out. Like, this what
This
you
is
expect? This is
transactional.
It's like then I guess I'll let the bridge burn. Like, you're in charge of your side of the bridge. I'm on side of my in charge of my side.
Yeah, very weird.
Your side is you see that there's a fire spreading, and you're doing nothing about it.
Yeah.
And you're complaining about him being upset that you're not helping the bridge that you're both made together.
Oh my God.
Like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles.
But I'll say this, I don't think they're fucking...
were you friends or not?
Yeah.
That's really the crux of the issue. Is
you guys aren't
is
friends.
From Ethan, maybe he's wrong, but from Ethan's standpoint or point of view, is that you two are friends.
Yeah.
And you're not really making any serious claims that you aren't friends. So it's like you're pretending to be his friend. When he thinks you're his friend, you're pretending to be, and then when he calls you out for not being a friend, you're like complaining that he's expecting too much of your friendship. So are you friends or not? That's really my issue here. Is
I feel like they are friends, but only when it benefits Idubbz. So that's why he was saying it was transactional, because that's the way he looks at their relationship. Is if he needs something, fine. But if he does something, if Ethan does something wrong to Idubbz or anyone that Idubbz knows, it's like the end of the world. It's very interesting.
Your point is that he's only pretending to be your friend when it's online. Then I guess you need to make it more clear to him that you're not friends. If that's
just tell him you hate him.
That's not good enough for you. Like I don't know how Ethan sees or treats you offline, so I can only see it when he makes it public. So it's up to you to actually make that bridge stable or not. Like you need to either cut him off or tell him whatever. Like set some clear boundaries here.
Yeah, it's such a weird hill to die. It's just so weird to me. Like whatever.
Any friends of mine, and certainly I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too before I even talked about it. So I have nothing. I don't need any fucking halfway friends, man.
I thought the text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic.
I hope he shows it. I hope he shows the receipts, because I don't believe it. If Ethan says, it's just,
if you're gonna talk about it, then show us. Otherwise, don't even bring it up.
Yeah, because also, from what you've been saying in this video, Ethan definitely has some reason to just keep this going, because you're not defending him, saying that you're a friend of his and Hila's. It's just so weird. It's weird to me. And like I said in the beginning, we don't lean either way. We're just pointing out things that we see Ian and Ethan do wrong, and it's like Ian definitely is throwing himself under the bus doing this. So
yeah, before even the content, I hated Ethan and Ian just as much as the other one, but I don't disagree with what Ethan said about Hassan, and I disagree with what Ian is saying towards Hassan. So that's really where that is with how I am.
Yeah. All right.
I basically just said, I know you and Hila are experiencing a ton of harassment, and I essentially empathize with that, and I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and Idubbz. As much as you don't.
Oh, that's who that is.
Idubbz, okay.
Largest female political Twitch streamer.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's what I expected.
Idubbz, you're really pretty. I'm just telling you right now, you're really pretty, but damn!
Don't want halfway friends. I also don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want someone who's going to give me an ultimatum to have a conversation.
Could you not say something?
I mean,
this is...
sure, fair.
Yeah.
If he's not upholding his end of the friendship, it just seems like if you obviously you're treating it like you aren't friends, he's treating it like you are friends. It sounds like there's a lot of confusion that you both needed to.
Y'all need to sit down and hash this out.
To actually understand, agree to disagree, end it, discommunicate.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the whole frog dude calling him out, what's the point of following him if he's not your editor? If he is your editor, that's pretty heinous things to say. I don't know how you can stand behind it regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum. I don't really know what your defense for that is. I don't know how much content or how you consume content on Twitter, but then if you see it, get rid of him.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty dumb.
Very.
Like, imagine like one of you guys is like, Hassan actually wants to go to Gaza so he can strangle Israeli babies or some shit like that. I'd be like, you imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to make a one-to-one comparison where there isn't one.
But there is, because Froggy literally called Hila a baby killer, a Nazi, and all of that. How is that not a one-to-one comparison? No, it's not even. It is a 1-to-2 comparison, because what Hila was told is worse. Like, what? I don't know. This is just a weird thing to do.
This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you and one of your current employees who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during the stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing as my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre needs to just like disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything
and
like
I was
that.
supposed to be like cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's disgusting.
Why do you forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn
Never.
of Satan?
It's disgusting.
And
a
I
piece
mean,
of shit of a human.
It's just incredible.
I will say, I've never really liked Adam McIntyre. He's a very huge drama channel. I don't know. I just don't.
He sounds familiar. I really don't know. It sounds like he just likes to goad people into a reaction.
He is
so
that
people
person.
are just like, I just don't even give them the time of day because that's all they're gonna do. And so
I don't like him.
Feeding into it makes him happy. So I'm not going to acknowledge him at all.
Yeah.
Who ends up being the good guys in this story? You know, it's really something.
Unfortunately, they never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount of pressure or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation.
But I'm 100% sure that they also were in contact with Trisha, so they already sat down and talked about it because they are brother and sister in-laws. Like,
I mean, maybe, but they didn't bring it up.
But it's like.
Well, the issue is it doesn't seem identical because, from what Hila said, that
she made it public too. She just made that public. Yeah.
Well, his point is, okay, well, they made it public way after the fact when it was convenient on a podcast to talk about it versus when it actually happened.
Yeah.
But the issue is the frog dude, like, has an actual established relationship with you.
Mm-hmm.
Adam McIntyre does not.
That's
he
true.
was just some. I mean, I wouldn't say random.
Not stupid, but like
it
drama
sounds like
channel.
he was not associated with anyone, had no relations to anyone. He was not an editor that you had. He was
no personal relation.
He was a guy on an outspoken guy on Twitter saying heinous stuff. Whereas the Froggy dude, you followed him and you even said he was an editor you hired at one point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was the timeline of when he was not an editor. I'm still foggy about, but. The issue, I think another crux of the issue is the fact that you had a more established relationship with this person.
Yeah.
And you know, I think a big part of the issue is like this sounds like stuff that you guys, both you, Ethan, and Ian, should have just hatched out on the
privately.
sidelines and not make public. Like that's the problem with Ethan is making everything public and living online.
That is very unhealthy, but I will say, like, that's just what he does. Like I said, it's very unhealthy. It's just what he does. Okay.
To me.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet. Unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves.
What?
Why was that muted? Oh my god.
When did that happen?
Probably like 3 seconds ago.
3 seconds ago?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know why, but anyway, that was dumb.
Oh, when you turn the mouse on,
Yeah.
probably?
Sorry.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Sorry.
Nothing said that.
Anyway, we're just continuing.
Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him. And you don't have to say anything, but like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything. And
I want the pass.
Wait, what? I don't know who Olivia is. I don't know.
Olivia's one of his behind the scenes workers. She works for him.
I assume so. It's just
Yeah,
he brought it up like I'm supposed to know.
I think
this
it's
person.
her camera. Is his camera girl. I don't know.
So is he saying that Olivia was friends with Adam McIntyre? Is that? I'm confused.
Yeah, I think he's friends. I think she's friends with Ian. But I don't know. I don't know.
They just got off the topic of.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Let's go back a little. Hold on.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet. Unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
what a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him. And you don't have to say anything, but like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything.
It sounds like he's talking about something else. So that's where I'm
think
confused.
it's maybe it is Adam.
He's adding a lot of context as if Adam called out Olivia herself in a post to bring clout to himself. And so it feels like whatever, unless he goes more into what was actually said, I don't really know enough. If that's what he's talking about, I guess it's a little hypocritical to be just because someone is like Ian's status versus Olivia, who's like one's much more publicly known. It really shouldn't matter.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, but no, I agree with you. It's very.
But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of context that I'm missing. That I think I'm missing. I'm not fully understood what's happening, because if she's friends with Adam McIntyre, then it's like, I don't know how you could be.
What the heck is going on?
You got so much shit around your goddamn desk here that you can't go anywhere.
Apologies.
Huh?
Apologies.
Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? because then you'll just see me as an ally? Or is it because Ethan is afraid of wrongful termination accusations and lawsuits?
And also, I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit.
But me and Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled.
I think, I mean, I'm not saying that this is right, but I think it's because you have an actual huge platform. And Olivia, no one knows who Olivia is.
Like I said, that, you know, ultimately, it shouldn't matter. A friend should be a friend for whoever, no matter what. And, you know, most things should be dealt with behind the scenes. Not everything has to be content. Not everything should just be out there for everyone to see.
He just wants himself to look good, and that's why he wants.
I don't know. Being friends with, from what I can tell about Adam McIntyre, he sounds miserable. So just being friends with him, he seems to be like a loose cannon. So just
he does things for clout. He does things for the drama.
I couldn't be friends with someone like that. That's just annoying and disgusting way to live.
Very weird.
My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like it. And that's exhausting. I don't want to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job to confront my boss and say, today's segment on rapists and pedophiles on Twitch was not my favorite segment to be a part of.
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh yeah, and our other good friends.
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times, cause like why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just gonna use it later.
Of course I was gonna stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that?
I'm gonna say that's a wild thing to say.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
And, you know, this goes into whole...
Oh, I'm cringing. Sorry.
Yeah, this goes into another, like... we're not the most politically savvy people, so I'm not going to speak... That
we're
sounds
just gonna let
crazy,
it play.
Obviously.
But yeah, that sounds crazy. But yeah, we're not super political. We're not going to give our political view on this. We're going to give our emotional view on this. But that was crazy.
I mean,
like
just the other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us. We're not gonna run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So,
the problem.
Okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know. Yeah.
Which I'll show.
Over half their current
and
former
employees follow Denims. Okay. Whatever. I don't think Ethan is like a saint in any case or sense. So, or that he's. He can't make mistakes.
Yeah.
I like
Especially
to
when
this
he's
day,
just-
I don't like Ethan at all.
No.
He can have, I can agree with things that he says. That doesn't mean I like him.
Yeah.
I can only say on how I would treat situations as, well, one, I wouldn't be as online as Ethan is.
That's why we're
just,
not.
it's just too unhealthy, and I'm much more reserved about holding things back. And if I was truly a friend with someone, I wouldn't just turn that friendship off as soon as the camera comes on or turns off. Like, it's on and on. I am me, whether the camera's on or off.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't see the point in changing like certain principles and or friendships for clout or whatever you're doing it for. Yeah.
All right.
And with
Denims
Denim-
is actually participating in this whole Child Protective Service lie.
Yeah,
Which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends
in a
with
bit.
them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, where we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Hila are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core? People
So
can
it
have
sounds
crash
like
out.
you all just have no real established idea of how deep your friendship goes.
Yeah.
It's on camera, and it sounds like you're all confused about it.
I
Which
think
sounds
y'all-
like it's a much more of a personal issue, and
Y'all need friends therapy.
yeah, and Ethan maybe shouldn't be so just easygoing about throwing all of their dirty laundry out there, and but I don't know. It's hard to be like ignorant if you're supposed to be, if someone you actually had a relationship with or are currently like following, and then you see them saying some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then whatever. We've been on this point for a while.
Yeah.
Moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know. I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now,
like
one's a
you.
little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
Well, you can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of
Whatever.
that way, where
Okay.
it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them, but separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys.
I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
However, the type of people that you all are is much more than just like, yeah, Kathy's kind of a cunt, and then Rich is kind of a bitch, like, and they don't really get along. This is, well, you're all very outspoken about world issues that you inherently believe,
Mhm.
and that are completely, like, opposite of the other, and will go toe to toe on like very radical ideas of one or the other, and
yeah,
that just make them as a person just very different. The other person, you're both just I don't know. There's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Enough a difference that I don't know. I always have a hard time understanding if two people are so opposite in their views but so outspoken, then I'm probably going to veer towards one.
Mhm.
Just me though.
Yeah.
Again, just y'all need to make your friendship's more understandable, and you don't need to air out all your dirty laundry to everyone.
Online, yeah.
Guys are in fucking. You're either my best friend who's deep throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan. You're the devil.
The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody, and you know, blah blah blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right? And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Pushing people,
forcing someone to publicly do something.
Yeah,
is
I feel
weird.
like you're making it too much. Like,
Yeah.
if they're not gonna do it on their own, then that should just be kind of understandable what it is right there. To be like going out of your way to make them make a statement like that.
Yeah, I feel like them saying they denounce it should be good enough. Like, the world does not need to know their political view, man. It's very weird.
I just I don't agree with Ethan on that point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call out my friend like, you need to make a Twitter post about how you stand by my side and then denounce this person. Like, it's not necessary. That's a little too extreme.
I will say that is high school, middle school child bullshit. You need to be on my side. You need to tell everybody else that you're on my side. No, bitch, grow up. Be an adult. Who the fuck cares?
And, you know, if from what Ian's making it sounds like you're not much of his friend outside of the internet, so if that's true, then
that's probably why he wanted you to do that.
Then, then you're kind of no better. There needs to be a back and forth, and you don't need to share everything, and friendship doesn't stop when the cameras are off.
Exactly.
Doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty. Well, then you should have no problem publicly denouncing it.
I will say he's not wrong. It is a very weird thing to ask. It is a very weird thing to say. But
right? Yeah. Does that sound like a friend?
No.
It kind of sounds like something a powerful villain would say.
But it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere.
Whatever.
It doesn't.
Not
it just
really.
Sounds like a friend who doesn't understand what being a friend
Sounds
is.
like a drama queen more than anything. Like, well, you wouldn't have any problem speaking out loud about it.
Yeah.
Like, villain, I don't know. I think you're just trying to be funny about it, but it's not really that serious.
Yeah.
We were like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore."
Then
but that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have anything else to?
Well, I think that right there, that he doesn't work for us anymore, it should be enough. Let it go. Like, why do you want them to, like,
if you have
beg?
If you have no connection to them anymore, the relationship is over, then just let it go. Yeah, just.
So weird.
They're gonna say whatever. Just ignore them. Treat them whatever. Like that does. Just because your relationship with them is gone doesn't mean they're gonna stop being that type of person.
Yeah.
To say for your friends though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out.
Yes.
And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now, but you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Insta.
Fuck you piece of shit, and fuck my friends too. I've stood all by these years who now can't find their spine. I don't need any fair weather friends.
This is what we call being a drama queen.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Publicly doing this? Stop. Like, you may be a public figure and your friend is a public figure, but, like, stop, dude.
That's part of the reason why when, I can't really pinpoint the exact time I stopped, but right around the podcast era, when Ethan started his podcast, is about the time that I left, because he changed as a person and I didn't agree with his views, and he just became just more whiny and said shit that I just didn't agree with or annoyed me, and just so this is pretty par for the course of Ethan.
I only watched him and Trisha. That was my favorite podcast.
I was there for when he first started, and it was just him and Hila just talking about internet culture and just talking about videos they found. It was JonTron who recommended Ethan to me. That's where I got that.
Interesting.
Because JonTron had mad respect for Ethan at the time, and he's like, this is one of the funniest people on the internet right now. The guy can't miss. He's and then
damn.
Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week, because
unless he can prove that, like, he sent those people there or condoned it, I don't think being silent. It's kind of the same issue. If you have a rabid section of your fan base go and attack people, and you're not really like denouncing them in a way, don't really think it promotes it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, these are presumably people with coherence that they can control themselves, and that this is obviously the wrong thing to do. You shouldn't be held accountable for everything that people who watch you do, if you're not explicitly telling them to go do these things.
Yeah.
So unless he goes more into this later, it sounds like you're complaining about the exact same thing here. All these people that he does not have a relationship or associate with are speaking on his behalf and going against you, and you're complaining about him not denouncing it. It's like, well, sounds like you're it's really the same thing. I can only blame him if he's like, go to his comment section and tell him how I feel. Like that's where it's like, no, that's absolutely wrong. That's that is evil.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, that's not okay.
I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Like, they say something like, he doesn't work for me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually
thinks that they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into...
I will say they are being very aggressive. They are being very aggressive for... I don't know the entire extent of their relationship, so all we can talk about is what he's showing us right now. But that was very aggressive.
To the world. What the fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to what you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens, and you're perpetuating it.
You fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching.
Jesus Christ, he looks...
I was just about to say, where the fuck did his brows go? Like, where do they go every, like, couple of years?
I don't know. They go on vacation, I guess. They take a sabbatical every once in a while.
They fucking pack their bags and, like, we're out of here.
Watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view on Hitler. Because Dan... Nazi the Nazi. Fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever...
sure. I mean...
Very true.
Okay, what you said, yes, sure. What comes around goes around. However, there's... In this case... Well, I can't really... You know, he's obviously saying some pretty... horrendous stuff. Though, from what I remember, he showed that Dan is very supportive of Hassan, who is very outspoken about how he feels about Palestine and Israel, and they're like whatever head of whatever department for at Twitch, it was fired from the BBC for explicit anti-Semitic things, and so they're like, I'm not gonna say anything, but it's sounding like there's some weird politics going on deep in Twitch.
Yes, there is. I think Dan Clancy needs to take a step back from all of the creators.
He needs to put his shoes back on,
and
get
he needs to be a boss,
and go down by the river.
He needs to start acting not like one of the guys. He needs to start acting like a fucking CEO.
See, what I was saying, he's the exact opposite of the last Twitch CEO.
So annoying.
The last guy did everything in his power to act as if Twitch doesn't exist, as if there's a curse on his tongue that he cannot utter the word Twitch, that it does not cannot comprehend the idea that he is the CEO of fucking Twitch in his brain. He has never mentioned it. I've never seen him in an interview of nothing. Whereas Dan Clancy, KK Clancy,
he's in all the interviews. He's showing his
can't
feet
help
everywhere.
himself but stick every one of his fucking piggly toes in every pie that exists that wants to talk about Twitch.
Oh my god. I will say the funniest clip of Dan Clancy is him showing what his Twitch feed looks like.
No, that's exactly like I was saying. I'm pretty sure that most of, if not all of those women are of age, so technically he's not a pedophile. However, I don't condone his actions because it is creepy.
I just, anyways, all right.
Been in a comment section and found someone to argue with. It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
If I didn't know he had Tourette's, I'd think he's on coke right now.
I was literally about to say the same thing. Bro just snorted an entire line before he tried to talk.
He's showing all the signs. Like, you ain't fooling no one.
Rich thing to say. Like, you're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the show. There's even more fair weather friends of the show. Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years, and as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn
That's a
today?
crazy
You're
thing to
making it
say.
so fucking obvious that this is
like it's good content, but that is
It's like
nuts.
it's like you're purposefully going after people. That's
all right,
crazy.
Who do we witch hunt today? Like, who's on the agenda for the witch hunt?
That's nuts.
You're
Especially being like, hey, I'm a girly girl, I'm a girl's girl, and then you're like, who are we gonna fucking pitchfork today?
It's like, I've got plenty of firewood over here that has yet to be lit. We need to go use it.
Emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to...
Depends on the podcast.
What? I don't know. It's like... I'm not going to say, like, who are you to say? But it's like, what? I'm pretty sure you can make your podcast about whatever you want. You can literally just sit there and just breathe in the mic for 2 hours.
Bro, you could make a podcast about you just farting in your mic.
I don't know, it's just... That's a nothing statement. That's not what podcasts are. What are you talking about? Like, whether you like it or not, agree with it or not, condone it or not, you can
Podcasts
do whatever
are...
the fuck you want.
Exactly.
And the issue isn't this isn't a podcast. It's more of...
That's not moral.
Or it's like, oh, that's pretty disgusting to do.
Yeah.
Could be doing better things.
Yeah. You could actually make good content.
You could make actual content. I mean, there are people who probably come for the witch hunts, so there's an audience. You can do whatever you want. There's an audience for it. It just depends on what audience you want to curate. Idubbz.
Yeah.
Say, like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted, and I feel
he can defend
defensive,
himself.
and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you, and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist.
Yeah, I don't know. You're making it sound like your hands are clean too. I don't know. All of the complaints you have, like, oh, very fair. However, it's more of like, yeah, both are shooting each other. Neither of you are clean in this situation. None of you are better than the other.
Yeah.
You're both doing the exact same thing to one or the other. Yeah. Neither of you can pretend that your hands are more clean than the other.
Seriously.
You can't fool me. I've been here since the beginning.
Yeah. Ugh. Well.
Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's drama.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
How much?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Miss Ela. You say you don't do drama. What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now? Aren't you the one who said who do we want to burn next? We don't do drama. Who the fuck are we gonna burn next? Let's go, bitch.
What?
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to say.
It's just a group of retards shooting each other, and we're all here watching them bleeding out. Alright, I got my money on Idubbz next. He's gonna throw a left hook.
These people are talking about things that they have literally no clue what they're talking about. And I'm not saying Israel and Palestine. I'm just saying the whole, I don't like drama. We don't like drama.
These people are so fucking ugly they don't know what a mirror looks like.
And to make everything, the fact that you say you don't like like drama, but here your husband is trying to force Ian and Anissa to make their statement public so it would create more drama. That's crazy to me. Anyway, that's just funny.
You actually care if isn't that the whole point? Like,
I realize that Ethan and Ela are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism.
Dude, I mean, they have 3 kids, right? I'd be terrified. Kids are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised being on more edge when you have so many children.
Yeah.
Is a thought in their heads now more than ever. And it's not completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes. You guys are just hurt, and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying fuck you, you guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad people, but you're being bad. You're behaving poorly. You're hurting people.
I mean, go back to the civil rights. You think that the people who are like,
But the people that Ian knew too are hurting them. It goes both ways. You can't say that you're better than him. You guys are at like the same fucking level right now. You both are digging so deep to each other's level that it's like, it's kind of crazy, because I don't think Ian realizes that this video is not going the way it's like the way he wants it to.
He's getting clowned on Twitter
Yeah,
right now.
like
before I watched this video, I saw no one on his side.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just weird. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, they're just a fucking circle jerk of these guys, but they're literally beating each other off.
Yeah, but they hate it. They're like angry at each other at the same time. It's very weird.
white kids who are protesting with the
I
black
hope
students.
You're angry if you're
You
gonna beat each other up. So.
Oh, they used to beat each other off.
Yeah, literally beat each other off.
Yeah, like jack each other off.
No, whatever. It's fine.
I think that they were just like not risking anything. Those kids who are marching with the black students and.
So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student and I'm the white student, but I'm the white student that's not.
Huh?
What?
It's a typical.
You know, marching by his side. I'm not doing the difficult thing. You're gonna have to march on your own, black student.
Marching with the black students and.
I mean, why is it inspiring? Why is it inspiring?
Well, and it's the same thing. To bring it back to Hassan, just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like I was thinking about going to Gaza until I found out it's dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
Ah, it's been performed exquisitely.
I will say that angle makes Ian's forehead look so big. He looks like Megamind right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the camera has been slowly inching towards, because the center of gravity in the room is his forehead.
Harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching for the past fucking year, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hassan.
Like, people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our kid
I'll show that, yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'll accept this position
I
from
guess it depends on what Denim said. Her talking about the story is different than what she said about the story.
We're gonna have to see what her opinion is first.
Yeah, like opinion, what comments she made, like that just because she's talking about it doesn't necessarily make her evil.
Yeah.
Anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people's shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it. Why would you expect Anissa of all...
That's what we're doing right now. What do you mean? That's literally what content is.
That's like a whole genre of content, is giving your take on
other people's
on what people have done, what people have said, on art, on music.
That's a weird hill to die on.
It's nothing new. I'm unless he goes into more of it, like it's nothing special.
I guess let's see.
All people to say something to Denims. Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time. Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
but
saying
that would be commendable.
And by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is claimed, they're, they're actually good people, like that's going to get you shit. That kind of says
it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have giardia or whatever the prompt is. No one would care. The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting out because I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's why I'm not tweeting it out. I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's, in my opinion, doing something that's
Yes, it
difficult
does.
and standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for my principles when you don't even know what they are? I get, like, we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles?
I do wish they would have, like, at least had that phone call in privacy, but I know that Ethan wants everything public, which is making everything so much harder for everyone in this situation.
Yeah.
I just
If the whole world didn't hear it, then was it really said? That's kind of how Ethan treats things.
Which is nuts.
Happening in privacy isn't good enough for him.
Yeah.
There's nothing needs to be in confidence. Everything has to be acknowledged by the rest of the world. There has to be evidence for everyone else to see, so that it can't just be between the two of you. And
he doesn't think it's, like, real unless it's public. He doesn't think you care enough unless it's public, which is so weird.
Just not necessary.
Yeah.
It can be necessary, but not when it comes to, like, your personal relationship. Then it's completely not necessary.
Yeah.
And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list.
Your principles change every couple years, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. But I agree. You don't have to, like, make everything against or for Ethan and Hila public. They're not such sacred people that everyone has to talk about them every fucking second of the day and condone or condemn everything against them. They can deal with it themselves.
Yeah.
It just depends on the situation in your relationship. Sounds like, again, you guys just are not super certain on, like, what exactly your relationship is.
Yeah.
And Ethan loves drama, and that's unhealthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to start off with Frogan because obviously this is, like, as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan, that can only mean that you're anti-Ethan. Oh, this is not a good start. Love of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, Morg Pie, friend of the show. Olivia, Ian, Daily Dose of Internet, is anti-Ethan? Jesus, this is fucked up. Pokimane, comment etiquette. Oh shit, Asmongold's in here? Asmongold follows Frogan? No, Asmon. That means you're anti-Ethan. That's fucked up. We're gonna wanna avoid these creators at the top of the list, but one tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa, I think Hassan's in there. You'd think that Hassan would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hassan provides additional value for people. Ethan can turn a blind eye to people collaborating with Hassan because that's what he did. You gotta be the lowest of the low to be associating with the Frogans and the Denims of the world. To associate with Hassan, that just makes sense because he's famous and he's got a massive fan base. Also, Ethan still follows Hassan on Instagram, so Hassan
Sounds like
is
the point
in his
Ethan's trying to make is, you can't, forget the term, but death by association kind of thing. Like, oh, you're associated with them, so you're a problem. It's like, well, like someone like Asmongold following Frogan, it's probably more for the just the meme culture, just
Yeah.
following her and seeing what crazy shit she says. Because knowing Asmongold, I doubt he's like, oh yeah, Frogan, you're so right. God damn it, I agree with everything you say. So like, yeah, you can follow people.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to mean anything. Like, yeah, sure, I agree with you. You don't necessarily, just because you're following doesn't mean you agree with everything you say. You could be following them for any reason.
Yeah.
Feed.
And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and Idubbz feed.
It's important to remember that this is a living document and people can be removed or put onto it depending on how Ethan's feeling that day. You have this other tier of creators that exist below Hassan but are still anti-Ethan, but Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's no coincidence that Ethan stays
Theo
silent
doesn't
when
like
these
Ethan?
powerful, popular
Damn.
men are supporting Hassan.
Ethan's
It's because Ethan is a coward.
annoying
He's
a
a
lot of the time.
bitch-made
He says
coward.
stupid
I think
shit a lot
Ethan
of
has
the
an
time.
unreasonable
I love
amount
Theo.
of respect for
Theo's
these
funny.
comedians
He's
because
like the
they have power.
perfect amount of stupid.
He's one of my favorite people. He's great. He's great.
He has it just enough together to like have a conversation with, but then he says the most random, just what you do, like, kind of things, like that one
The
time.
Vietnamese. Why are you saying it like that? Vietnamese.
He
I
has
love
like
him.
a Nutcracker or like a Santa Claus that's like Snoop Dogg or something, and he just so casually brought it up like it was just a normal thing to have.
Oh my God! Yes.
It's like,
I remember that. That's so funny.
good on you, Theo. Yeah, you do you.
Power. They're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. But he's going to keep that to himself because the last thing that he wants to discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just
Gravy, Young
horrible.
Gravy.
Oh shit! That's Young Gravy. Yeah. Hey, now you have someone else to hate. Just kidding. Just kidding.
God, Young
That was
Gravy.
like-
He's been tainted too.
My lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode that made me finally start.
When Stavros goes
you
on
know
Hassan's...
what he's talking about?
No.
I'm pretty sure he had a podcast where he actually had Bill Burr on his podcast.
Oh my God!
And it's his worst video. Like, it was
I think I
such a
remember.
terrible interview. Like,
That's funny.
like, people made a lot of like conspiracy theories about how Ethan changed his ways afterwards, or it just completely fucked with him psychologically because it was just such a bad episode.
That's so funny.
stream and he mocks your content nuke.
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man, and I don't know that I'm
don't even know who
even
that guy
comfortable
is.
being
I
here
don't know who
anymore.
that
Oh
is
no! It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream, you're not touching it. Fuck you, you're a coward. It's just his job. It's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? Oh, also, I can't forget about Matt Lieb. Matt Lieb is in this like middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. Although he's sniffing around.
This guy, Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning.
Well,
This guy works for Good Mythical Morning, acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, or in a video game. And I think he should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired. He's pathetic, and he interviewed a fucking
I don't know the guy. See, like, okay, Ethan, you're being a little rabid right now. Like,
yeah.
Just
because someone doesn't, I mean, the threaten to kill your wife thing, that's crazy. But if they just don't like you, doesn't mean they should lose their job.
Now, I don't know if he knows that. Maybe if he knew that, he'd change his mind. But I don't know if he knew that. It's like, you know this one thing this guy did once, and it personally affects you, and it makes it impossible for you to associate with this person.
Yeah.
But isn't like super well known, perhaps. Like, I don't know how well known the fact that he made a comment about killing your wife is. Maybe he didn't know that, and can't really blame him. Maybe
it was like a, not saying that it's okay to joke about killing people, but maybe it was like a passing joke. Like,
well, I don't know. Even then, it's like he doesn't know you. Maybe he's. If I'm not friends with you, and I don't know why he said that or whatever reason. I don't think you. I don't think you should blame someone for being on, because like Will Neff. I think Will Neff is very funny. Everything I see about him, he's hilarious. I'm pretty sure he's like best friends with Hassan. I don't really think of any less with him.
Yeah.
Just because of how I feel about Hassan, I don't really
You can't-
condemn. Like I don't know why anyone can know all the things about Hassan and still be friends with them, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna look down on them or judge them. That's on them. That's their thing. That's not for me to say.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's just like one of my best friends. She's dating this abusive asshole, but I hate him. But doesn't mean I hate her too. Like, it's crazy.
The situation's a little different because it's more of like, I feel bad for you. You're like a victim in this situation, but
I
I'm
guess,
powerless to it. Versus like this person, I have every reason to hate, and you're gonna go and just hang out with them, then you're no friend of mine either. It's like, yeah, I can. That's for you to decide, but to be like trying to create so many fires around town so everyone knows how you feel about it. That's a little,
it's very weird.
It's annoying. Yeah.
A terrorist.
I think Ethan only respects power right now, which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place, is because he thinks I'm weak. He thinks a lot of these other creators that he's gone out of his way to attack, he thinks that they're weak, and he thinks they're a target that he can bully, he can manipulate, he can send lawsuits to, and I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button. You've got a video and you've got an audio. We're hitting both.
I'm very confused what this button does.
Audio and video. Oh, I see. He's probably gonna show. Keep playing.
Yeah, I don't think it was that.
That was fun.
Big a deal. Of all the things that it always surprises me what you think crosses the line.
Well, I've looked at Olivia and
Does
she's
that
like,
cut
yes,
someone's
do it.
audio and video
Now let's
off?
talk
Is
about
that
the
what-
button. Ethan got this button, or kill switch, as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella. He was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Dan and Ela were like, we would kill button that right now if we could.
What does that even mean?
$20,000.
What the fuck is the kill button? Like,
I think it kills his audio and video when he.
Oh,
Because
I
from
understand.
the context, it sounds like Cutie Cinderella was breaking down, crying, and he was laughing about it. And so he's like, "All right, we need a kill button to."
Okay.
To
That's
stop me
crazy.
from making anything I don't want to be public or whatever.
That's crazy. Have you guys had these? These are friggin' gut. Anyways.
I can't change who I am.
I know. That's why. That's why the kill button is on its way.
That's it. See, exactly.
He uses the button for everything. If his jokes don't land, he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
But okay.
You
what? Button for that? What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look how sad. But yeah, it's not just that. Like their eyes are like big. I think you guys are wrong on this one. I think you guys are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's unique in hitting the button. I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time. But if you don't have it, you operate differently. you think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show a little bit more. You maybe say, I'm not going to have my podcast be an emotional dumping ground for today. You instead say, ooh, it's important that we stay on topic. Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase goblin mode all the time to excuse a lot of his shitty behavior or make it seem less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming that what happens is he just gets into this like uncontrolled state he refers to as goblin mode.
I do not call myself goblin mode.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah. You did.
Goblin mode? Is that what you're calling Tourette's now?
To all
What?
victims of goblin.
No.
Oh,
wait, what? Hold on.
My God.
Where did that come from? Go. Yeah, he's on some.
And it's not Tourette's. It's like, it is Tourette's, but that's not what we're talking about. It's definitely something else. The fuck?
Mode. I would like to issue an apology.
You are goblin mode today. You're goblin mode. Look how many times you paused.
I'm trying, bro.
And I don't think there's no room for using the term goblin mode. I like the idea that you're defending yourself and the little guy by going goblin mode when a big corporation or a big entity is trying to attack you.
Like, if you fuck me over, if you steal money from me, if you patronize me, if you do any of this shit like you're trying to do to me, to treat me like a fucking idiot, I'm crazy, dude. I've gone fucking goblin mode over way less.
He reminds me
But
of
you
the
not-
live-action actor for Mario from the 90s.
Thinking about what you're saying, not, reflecting on your behavior, not changing your behavior, that's not goblin mode. That's being a child. Let's talk about the crew. I think the crew has been put in the worst working environment that you possibly can be for a fucking podcast. Every
Debatable.
Yeah, I've heard that they get like really nice lunch breaks.
Oh, that he can do whatever he wants then. Here's a fucking Panera Bread gift card. Go treat yourself.
Bro,
There's
fuck yeah.
$5 on this. That's more than I make in a week.
crew member has it bad. To be around Ethan, period, would be a nightmare right now.
I'm standing by every fucking syllable of that, okay? What she did was abhorrent.
He has
and by
so
the
many
way,
looks. Every time he cuts back to him,
It's
he's
a
either,
different-
Yeah, he's either bald, he's fat and bald, he's bald and skinny, he's like
Has no eyebrows.
the eyebrows always gets me. He goes through fluctuations in every aspect of his body every time. Like every 6 months, I see him and he looks completely different. Different hair color if he has hair, and a whole new weight class than he was last time.
Is that the dog they killed?
Just don't. Listen, your critique of her is correct. It's just, people are
Bro,
sensitive
it's
about.
alive. It's a miracle.
I wonder if that's the dog that they're saying that they killed. Anyways.
Women being called that word, and so
like, how pathetic are you?
Coward, say it.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not assuming his pronouns, and fuck all these
His
people.
pronouns?
Go ahead.
I'm
and I'm
not
not yelling
assuming
at
his
you. I'm
pronouns.
just
Okay. Well, you kind of just fucked yourself on that one.
I'm not assuming his pronouns.
I'm not assuming this man's pronouns.
Kelly
be rude.
is a black woman, right?
Yes.
Maziel is a
Korean.
Oh, Dan, come on. You're being such a buzzkill. Yeah, I didn't know Korean. I asked if Koreans are POC.
POC.
Person of color.
I know. I'm just like, what made you think? Have you never heard of the word Korean before? I'm just. It seems so simple to me to understand what a Korean is that, like, I wonder if they're POCs. Like, why? Have you never seen a Korean before? Is it really that rare? There's so many K-dramas that are so popular. Like, I'm pretty sure.
I'm Korean. Hello. Like.
Oh, I'm dating a POC. Wonderful.
You know, Dan's in the bathroom. Let's just not do this right now.
I asked if Korean people are POCs.
The one time the button didn't work and we lit.
Are we? I don't think we are. We're white, right?
What? We're both Caucasian?
Like, so would I be considered a person of color?
You're not Saddle Brown.
All right. All right.
Listen to how he spoke to AB without thinking that the internet was going to hear it. It was rude, it was nasty, and it didn't have this caveat of like, I'm not mad at you. It was anger, and it was uncalled for.
Use they get access to cover most of it.
Jack Doherty.
Jack Doherty. He's
Jack
crashing
Doherty.
out hard recently.
Yeah, he kicked his ex-girlfriend in the fucking head.
She probably deserved it. It's okay.
What are you doing?
You're not a POC?
I'm
You're
sorry,
not
I'm not-
Korean?
Just like this is what I'm talking about when it's always like.
We need to get home for our kids.
It's like, bro.
Oh no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I'm about finishing Wednesday.
On Friday at the movies. Is it? You guys like.
All right, I'm taking my hand up. What? Okay, well.
Heard all that. Thanks, Button.
And he didn't want to take accountability for it. He immediately wanted to deflect, and he wanted to say that the button fucked him.
First of all, I appreciate the hard work.
I know you do.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it. But it's like every time we do it, it's like the show is what it is, and
I know.
it makes it.
I was being selfish.
No, dude, that button f***ed me, dude. Can you imagine that button f***ing me over like that?
The button fucked you? AB fucked you? Who fucked you? You fucked yourself by being an asshole. He makes it seem like he's not a tyrant of a boss.
We're doing it.
What are
Making
you
it
doing?
So awkward and terrible. I appreciate the hard work.
I know you do.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it.
Dan, his producer, is constantly clarifying
It seems
things.
pretty obvious that Ethan is much of a different person on screen than he is off screen.
He's just a personality.
Yeah, he
Which
let
is-
his personality take over like a fucking Venom symbiote.
Things on the air and making it clear that what Ethan said was a joke.
Good boy.
Ethan is being overly defensive, or he's saying things that are like not true and he's exaggerating.
People saw that. They thought that that was what you searched to
I did
pull
not
up that
type
photo. So I'm just clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate you doing that.
Do you appreciate it?
God forbid.
It's okay because I buttoned it.
Why?
Because
it's not that big of a deal, man.
just
Like,
your
how
inability to.
No. Hold on, Dan. How does it change anything? People knowing that we did it.
It's fun when it's a surprise.
Okay, well,
Well, you just asked how it changed
Surprise
things.
them on your show.
Okay, all right.
You know,
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's just trying to help you out here.
Oh my god, yeah, what the
understand that that's
take a
his
nap,
role.
Old man.
Seriously, that was I couldn't imagine talking to anyone like that, let alone someone who works for me. That's nuts.
I'm too appreciative of people willing to help me, whether
Yeah.
I'm paying them to do it or not.
Yeah.
Like, unless they're being an asshole to me, I don't know.
It's like, oh my god, thank you so much. If you really thought it was gonna be that bad, like, fuck. Like,
yeah, I
thank
hope
you.
you hire people you trust, like, and if their decisions that you keep trusting turn out to not work out, then that's when you cut ties with them. But
Yeah.
if
But he's
they've
saving your
been
ass.
Yeah, if they're people that you surround yourself with that are you trust them and they make good decisions enough that you keep them around on the payroll, like, then to hold this power over them is just dumb because they don't really have to stay there. It makes it awkward. It makes it hard for them to want to stay.
Yeah.
Work with you if you're just gonna berate them like that.
It's so weird, yeah. Ugh.
Oh, and Ethan's made that his job, or Dan's made it his job. Ethan leans on it so heavily. In the same way that he leans on the button. Ethan is leaning on all of these people to be adults and look after his behavior and give all of this emotional and empathetic energy for Ethan, but Ethan refuses to give it back to them. Also, let's talk about AB and Lena, 2 Lebanese employees, and you just continue to talk about the conflict like they don't exist. It would be nicer, a lot nicer, for you to shut the fuck up about it. You're allowed to do that.
Hezbollah in Syria alone killed double.
Oh, wait.
What?
I don't think he means Hasbullah, the person.
Oh,
that
no.
much.
No, I don't think he's done with that
Oopsie.
one.
All right, I'm gonna move on. I just want to play Hassan talking about Bad Empanada.
Ethan doesn't want to change, and he wants to bring the entire crew down with him because he's putting them in this position every day, right? But it's more important that he gets this shit off his chest. It's more important that he dumps. We're all familiar with Goblin mode. Well, Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way, my ratio is pretty good.
If that's his
Like-
power up, he may need to rethink his strategy. Goblin mode, more like gobbling up this fucking galleries mode.
Brother, where are your brows?
I'm looking at like 20 Goblin modes to one too far. Demon mode, let's call it.
What makes demon mode different than goblin mode is goblins aren't really like an intimidating, powerful force. If the goblin is persistent, it can get what it wants.
When I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week,
Oh my god. He changes, yeah, like you said, he changes looks so often.
my full attention
Go back.
is going to you.
I don't know. It kind of.
The
I
goblin
obviously
is
haven't been paying attention to everything he's done, but he used a clip or like a thumbnail from a lawsuit he did a long time ago. One of the first lawsuits I think he did. He made a reaction video to someone, and he did everything right. Like he reacted and made it transformative, and the guy like sued him for using his video, and he won the lawsuit. And so it was Ethan was completely in the right. He set precedent for YouTube, that you can stand on your own ground and react to things and don't have to be sued over it. Like you're allowed to transform someone else's content within copyright laws, and it was a good thing. So him to be in like, yeah, his demon mode is powerful when he uses it against people. It's like that lawsuit was in favor of someone like you.
Yeah.
Because you're
same
using his
thing.
content
That's
right now.
crazy.
And if it wasn't for someone like Ethan who won that lawsuit, then it would be a lot trickier for people today to be doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just like that was, I don't know about the other lawsuits, but that one specifically, it's like that's kind of a terrible thing to use against him when it was everyone benefited from that.
Yeah.
persistent, it can get what it wants.
When I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week, my full attention is going to you, George. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
Ethan, the reason the internet got behind you when you were being sued by Matt Haas or when you were being sued by Ryan Kavanaugh is because people saw you as the underdog. They saw you as the guy who's defending the common man.
I'm suing, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it. At the moment, we are writing 3 complaints for 3 people.
You are doing the classic rich asshole thing. You have a deficit of friends, you have a surplus of enemies. You feel really bad, you feel hurt.
You okay?
But you also have
Yeah,
a surplus
Greggy
of
is
money.
making
So
my
what
feet
can
warm.
you do?
Oh, okay.
You can use that money to bully and intimidate people. These public legal threats that you're making to fellow creators, these legal threats that you're making to people on Reddit, on Twitter, you're like, I'm hurt. These people are
I'd
hurting
have to
me.
see what he's threatening with. Like, okay, being litigious is annoying, but if he's in the right, then I can't really complain about it. I don't know, you can throw around like, oh, he's just suing everyone left and right. Well, is he in the right? Do they do something actually wrong?
Yeah.
Not just like, you know, there's certain things it's called like corner shotting. It's like, well, technically, yeah, it's illegal, but you're kind of an asshole for making it a big stink. So I can agree with that, but it just comes down to I'd have to know what he was suing all these people for.
Mhm.
Like, obviously, if you're just suing people for talking about you or making fun of you, then that's lame.
Yeah.
I do to stop it? There's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm powerless. No, you have a ton of power. You have a ton of options. You have a ton of choice. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich is you can do all of these things.
I've never want to sue someone for defamation, but like at what point do you kind of fucking have to? I mean, this is like basically someone calling you a pedophile. Be like, yeah, you know, Ethan's a pedophile.
Well, Dan Clancy or whatever.
I was about to say,
I was like
you're
about
kinda
to
calling
say.
Dan Clancy a pedophile. And
And like, he's not a pedophile. He's just
far as I'm
fucking
aware,
weird.
He's creepy.
He is
He's
very
for
weird.
Sure creepy, but to throw around pedophiles, like,
I'd never
it's a
invite him into
little
my house.
little
but
strong to throw around.
Whatever, like the CEO of Twitch and being
Pedophile. Dan KKK Clancy has a
I'll give you the pass on that one. That's pretty good.
similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite. There are certain things you can accuse people of that rise above to make it like actionable, which is like wrongfully accusing someone of being a pedophile, a sex criminal, a murderer, shit like that. Dan Clancy
Online.
now, in other words, he is a pedophile.
Show me.
You have so much less to go off of saying that
Oh
than
no,
anybody
I was
has
just saying
about
based
Dream.
on his looks. Just
Oh, sure.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, there you
okay,
go.
okay.
Based on his based on his
Well,
looks.
at least you're
Look, okay, on his looks, he just looks like a hippie old man in a fucking commune. Looks like a cult leader. Sorry.
Well,
That's a
Twitch. Yeah, he is a cult.
He is a cult leader. I was right.
100% a joke. I have no evidence to conclude that he is.
One of the more notable legal threats that Ethan has sent out recently is against Noah Sampson.
I have nothing but vibes to gain, and potentially your money as well. Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll garnish your wages. You're gonna be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy. 26, you know what I mean? Try 46.
Noah made a video that was critical of Ethan and other content creators when they're talking about Israel and Palestine. I mean, the way he's talking about Noah on his podcast is so fucking creepy and weird.
Is this a new thing?
This is a new thing. This happened during the show. Upon initial examination, it seems to check out, and it's not great for young Noah.
Can I say that? Don't say it yet.
I'll say it.
So he's a rape. So of course his
He's a
standard. I don't know what he's accused of, so I'm not actually going to say. But
Ethan brought on a former partner of Noah to basically just shit talk him and say that he's a bad partner. But that's all that Ethan was able to extract out of it.
you are not accusing him of committing any crimes or doing R-word or anything like that. The accusation is that he's a sleaze.
Absolutely. Noah
Yeah.
Sampson, as far as I know, is not a rapist.
Fuck you to Noah Sampson,
So just a bunch of
who's
dudes.
not just a liar and a scumbag, but also a creep.
I wonder if that's the same episode.
Allegedly.
Okay, I need
Allegedly.
we need a.
Now let's talk.
All right, now we can talk. That was fucking gross.
He changes his look every time they go to a new clip.
Talk about the left-leaning Democrat.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
The thing that made me start to question Ethan's intentions is that when he was suggested to talk to Sam Cedar, a fellow progressive, a guy that Ethan respects and looks up to.
He works with Sam Cedar at the Majority Report. I respect him and what they do there.
He kept saying that it was racist or anti-Semitic to suggest that he talked to someone who's within the same ethnic group as him.
That's why I said yesterday, like, I urge Ethan to talk to Sam Cedar. There are very thoughtful, very kind anti-Zionist Jews out there that he could talk to. I don't think that I will be able to reach him.
What's the insinuation that I only listen to other Jewish people? You need to talk to my pre-approved list of Jews that like agree with me on everything. You know, it doesn't matter if they're Jewish, dude. It doesn't matter if they're fucking Jewish.
I think most Jews.
I don't think Jews
this
at
is
large
great.
view it. I don't think that is the...
In what position are you to even say that?
It's
You
not
speak for my
motivated by
entire ethnic
myself.
group.
It's motivated by Jews against anti-Zionist
No,
Jews.
seriously, how can you speak for my entire ethnic group? I find that really interesting.
Ethan, I don't know what to fucking tell you. This is like step one of having a leftist ideology, is recognizing our race, religion, nationality, all this shit, all shape our experiences as people.
That's the reason why it'd be better served to have this conversation not with myself, but with an anti-Zionist Jewish person.
Why does it matter if they're Jewish?
Because I'm not Jewish, and you've said in this conversation that, like, how can you tell me how to feel about the situation?
Yeah, but how is one person of...
Yeah. I think, yeah, definitely being Jewish is a lot more.
Well, it's like, talking to someone who's anti-black, who is white, versus someone who's anti-black who's also black. Like,
yeah.
I think one of them is more significant to talk to.
Yep.
Just based off of
what's been presented.
Just based off of that alone, but
Yeah.
obviously I'd have to, I'm always for like, well, I'd have to hear what they exactly have to say, rather than just going off of surface level things. But I feel like, someone being from that culture and being anti that culture it does have some meaning to it.
Yeah. All right, we've got less than 20 minutes.
That's crazy. Another 4 hours left.
Let's push through this.
A representative of Jews at large. I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret that phrase.
So yes, Ethan, on occasion you might be suggested to talk to someone who has some crossover with you. It doesn't have to be your ethnicity. It could possibly be someone who shares progressive ideology with you. It could possibly be someone who is of your same gender. I think Ethan understands this concept very well. He listened to these women on his show when they told him that he shouldn't be calling women bitches.
This bitch is intolerable. You are such a nasty fucking bitch, Ken.
I don't know if you can call her a bitch though.
She is a bitch. She's a fucking bitch.
Okay,
You're right.
I'm
I call her a see you next Tuesday.
Listen, you have.
I'm curious, what do Lena and Sam think about it?
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that it's for the girlies.
Ooh,
but I
So you guys all seem to be in consensus that it's in poor form. I think to respect the women here in the room, I'm gonna have to.
Honestly, like, in the general term of bitch,
I guess it just depends on how serious you're being about it.
yeah. Like, I call my dog a bitch, but she is actually a bitch. I
call
you a bitch.
Nonchalantly just throw around, yeah, this bitch, that bitch. I don't like.
He calls me a bitch. I don't care.
put any hate behind it. It's just it's just funny.
It's just like, okay, this is gonna be super dumb.
God.
It's like a pet name. Hey, bitch, over here.
Yeah,
like,
it's like a vulgar pet name.
Yeah.
It's funny
Doesn't
because
bother
it's
me.
a vulgar thing, and
yeah. I think it's funny.
It's very obvious when there's like actual hate behind it.
Yeah, and we'll not. Yeah, no, that. But I get it. Women are sensitive. I get it.
To pass on saying that.
The infantilization of Ethan Klein is fucking nauseating. He's not a child. He is absolutely capable of looking into Hassan, learning about his politics, interviewing, doing loads of things to figure out where he stands.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
And for the first time, I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever
I
this
will
was.
say,
This comment-
as far as I've known Hassan, he's been extreme since the beginning. I don't know a time when he wasn't, before he got his like internet start. Go lay down. 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 Go. He had like this sort of like Mansers kind of show. He was like, I'm a frat bro, talk show, whatever. Just talk. I didn't watch any of it. I just seen clips, but him acting like the typical frat bro, like so it was very strange to see that's where he started, and then for some reason he just went into like hardcore politics.
Very weird.
After that.
Weird.
From Hassan really started to sound some alarms in my head. I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
You made how many episodes with Hassan? Like, this guy made a fucking program with the biggest mega leftist on the platform. Now he's acting like he was tricked and he was incapable of figuring out what this guy's beliefs were. Bro, I didn't make the fucking leftist program. You did. You made fucking, 60 some odd episodes of this shit for hours talking to this guy? You didn't have a problem with any of it until, Ethan talks about being aware of Hassan's 9/11 comments and then sort of leaves it at that. Like it was just a joke. Actually, I think Ethan describes them as edgy moments or jokes.
You might remember him from such classics as...
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it.
Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
No, Ethan, those aren't jokes, right? When someone makes a controversial statement like that, that's not them trying to be funny. I can understand why you would conflate the two. That is someone who is extremely frustrated and passionate about a particular topic. In this case, American imperialism and terrorism. You could have looked into that. You could have talked to Hassan a little bit more and found out what his international politics opinions are, but you wouldn't even need to do that. You can look at it online. You're not a victim. You weren't tricked. You made 60 some odd episodes.
So is
if
that-
you didn't want to go down...
Are you just defending, like, oh, if you looked into the actual politics of it, then are you trying to excuse the joke? As if it was, he has, like, points behind it? Saying America deserved 9/11? The event that changed literally the world? That killed hundreds of innocent people? And, like, left a scar on human history? Like,
He's got a dumb face.
That's unless I'm misreading it. I don't really know how much you can learn that would excuse. Like, I am not against an edgy joke about that. I have done it before. I grew up in the early 2000s. We do it all the time. But there's a difference between an edgy joke and just like a joke that is meaning to, or it's just not even a joke. Just sometimes the way you say it, how you say it, where you say it, just it's not a joke. You're just saying it for either the sake of it or you're serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I can tell, Hassan was not joking about it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Based on everything I've seen of Hassan and how he looks at the world and feels who's in right. I don't really think that's something he would joke about. It's something that he would seriously stand behind, and so
yeah,
I don't really think there's any way you can excuse what he said.
Yeah.
Down this route, you shouldn't have done it. But that was your fucking choice. You did it. You are an adult. When Ethan and Hila are watching Matt Lieb saying that one state doesn't represent all Jews, they cannot wrap their heads around the idea.
No single person represents all Jews.
I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret that phrase.
No single person represents all Jews, as no single state represents all Jews.
This is another weird thing.
Oh my God.
Israel, this is a lie that I see Hassan and people pander.
Wait, so are you saying that Jewish people don't have the right to think of their own, like on their own free will, that there's one country or whatever that controls all of them? That's crazy. I don't think that. I don't know.
Keep playing. I don't know ways.
They say that Israel's going to war on behalf of Judaism. They have never. I don't believe that that's ever been stated, and I don't think Israel ever explains that it's like. I think Israel says it's a place where Jews can go.
Israel's just a place Jews can go? With that slogan, we might actually have peace, you know?
It was, this was a long time ago, but Israel, as far as I understand, was set up as a Jewish, like, essentially haven by the British. That was written in by it was one of those big families, like you hear like it tied with the Illuminati kind of type of shit. They so it yeah, I wouldn't, I'm not, I don't know. This is where it's like I step out of it because I'm not informed enough to make a saying. All I can say is like, hey, you know, there's room to love people.
Yeah.
If that's all you're defining Israel as, is a place Jews can go, Like, sure, it sounds like America to me. Like, all right.
Huh?
I don't think that Israel said they represent all Jews. I don't think that's a stance. We're like, hey, displacing Palestinians is all Jewish people.
Ethan is being so disingenuous here to suggest that he doesn't understand what Matt Lieb is saying. Like, he's making a semantic argument. Like, I don't think Israel has said that it represents every last Jew on the planet. I don't think Israel has claimed that. They're not going to say that their most genocidal behavior represents anything to do with them, okay? But what they are going to do is they're going to inexplicably link Israel and Jewishness together, so when they're being criticized, all of a sudden they have the perfect defense. Oh, another thing I need to mention. There was a tier list. It was called the Who Can Say Habibi tier list. It was presented at TwitchCon as like a panel that was just meant to be lighthearted and fun, and
I don't think that's lighthearted and fun. I don't think
okay. Them seeing as lighthearted and fun is different than bringing it to the general public who doesn't get involved with this type of political stuff. Like, you may find it lighthearted because that's how you see it on your political spectrum. However, the general populace who sits more center left, center right, sees that as like, oh, like that's it's a little more hardcore than for most people.
Yeah.
Like, you're just making very light jokes of very serious topics that you may not see serious because you believe you're so in the right about what you believe in.
Yeah.
Ethan Klein saw that, and he decided that it was anti-Semitic.
Tier list them, and we're going to need your help to discuss and figure out who can say Habibi and who can't.
And also, we have tiers. We have Arab coded. They ask permission to say Habibi.
Well, you could change the context of this and see the issue. Like, what if they were all black, and then you start putting, the N word? That's where it comes down to. It's like, whoa, this is like, it may be a different ethnicity. That doesn't change the semantics, the severity of this. Like, it's very much the same. Like, you got, you think Chevron back there would be okay with, like,
Samsung?
Let's see who we're paying people to judge who's like ethnically okay to say these ethnically like based words, like
like, you got like a white guy's like, can I say it? Is it a slur? And then Love Sabra, which is they're not Arab coded at all.
Now, when I first saw this tier list, I immediately knew what it was doing. I was like, oh, it's a play on the who has the N-word pass and who doesn't tier list.
Yeah.
Granted,
Wait,
Habibi is very different than the N-word, but it is a cultural word amongst Arabic-speaking people and Muslim people. Like, that is a word that's used. Habibi, it means my love. Oh no, don't do that, Habibi. Oh yes, Habibi. You're my Habibi, I'm your Habibi. So yes, it's meant to be a fun way that these Arab content creators can express their Arab culture and be proud of it and happy about it. Because it's not like they have massive representation on the platform.
Making a tier list based on race. And nobody has a fucking problem with that. Okay, you have a tier list based on race. Where's the Jewish panel? Where's the Jewish panel? Where at the top it says Jewish. It's a tier list based on Arab to Jew. He's Arab, which is good. That's the best thing you can be on this. That's the best. This is racist.
I will say that conveying information through a tier list is not the most effective thing, but Ethan should understand this principle. He did a white slurs tier list with Hassan.
Cracker.
I mean, you know my take.
Where did he do it?
Yeah, he did it on his podcast.
Did he do it on his personal podcast, on his personal time, versus
something
TwitchCon
sponsored,
versus a sponsored TwitchCon event?
Yeah.
You can have your thoughts about, like, you feel this is wrong for him to do in general, but it makes it very different to be like going to Times Square because you were paid to do it by Nike, and then being like, all right, who can say these ethnically coded words to one another? Like, we're gonna judge you based on your color of your skin. I don't know. I feel like there's more to it than what you're trying to downplay.
Yeah.
We can't put this as an F. Cracker. I mean, that's got to be at least a D, right?
Pale face, motherfucker.
Pale face. I mean, again, I think that's an F. Hog.
So hog is my favorite. I use it all the time.
Him and Hassan feel as though they're white guys, so they felt very comfortable talking about white slurs on their tier list.
I think I'm more white than you. What do you think?
I think I'm white. Like, I'm super white.
Can you understand why Arabs might feel comfortable talking about Arab shit on their tier list, Ethan?
Sure.
You're the white guy. You think you're
But
more
at
white than Hassan?
TwitchCon, in front of not a Arabic audience, an audience that is full of anyone, not a curated audience of their fans, anyone who attended the show could be there.
Yeah.
I think I'm more white than you.
So yeah, the white guy can say all the things that he wants, like cracker, but the Arabs can't have their tier.
No, that's not what we're saying, and that's not what I don't think that's what. Yeah, that's probably what he was saying.
Well,
but
Ethan,
what we're saying,
Ethan made it very clear. I mean, maybe part of it, whatever. I don't know. He pointed out that like they're at TwitchCon. There's all these big name sponsors.
Yeah.
Do you think they would be okay with this, regardless of how nonchalant you think it is?
Yeah.
Like you change the ethnicity, change the race, change like the words to other people. Like it's no different. You can't have double standards.
Yeah. Ugh.
Tier list.
I would put him also in Arab. I know Turkish people are different.
Notice how they dropped the premise almost immediately that it's about who can say Habibi. And then it's like, Hassan, okay, actually, he's Arab. We fucking love him. He's dope. He's Arab.
Habibi is an Arabic word. That is an Arabic word, Ethan.
Funny about this whole thing is that they say Habibi in Israel. Again, people underestimate just how, like, mixed Israeli culture is. Like,
We say Habibi in Israel. Yes, Ethan. Another piece of evidence as to why it isn't anti-Semitic.
This is racist!
If you're not Arab or understand Arab culture at all, which is a lot of Americans, and Ethan Klein presents you this tier list and calls it anti-Semitic, you're just gonna eat it up. It's not. Ethan is just proving his location on this tier list under Love Sabra because he doesn't understand Arab culture. There's a lot of Arabs who eat Sabra. There's a lot of people like me who eat Sabra. A lot of the times it's all that's in the store, and I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna eat it, but it is not the good shit. Like the average Arab American,
Sabra.
they're gonna go in the store and the only option they have is fucking Sabra, and that sucks. That's the only option, right? Arab communities and distribution facilities are not widespread across the U.S. So what are they left with?
Yeah, unless you go to a mom and pop shop where they make it themselves.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to deal with the store bought no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Because like there are in Japan, there's a bunch of American restaurants, but they're made by people who may not have come here to train. They just learn the recipes on their own or vicariously, and they make it themselves. So it's like it may be good, but it may not be homegrown good.
Exactly.
That's everywhere. Doesn't matter.
They're left with a common, relatable, shitty hummus, which is Sabra.
I love
and
it.
What's so fucking pathetic about this whole thing is after he was able to get these Arab creators banned off of Twitch for 30 days, he goes on to talk about how bad Sabra hummus is on his show.
I don't think anybody prefers Sabra over homemade, like, restaurant quality hummus. You know?
I can't make restaurant homemade style quality hummus, bitch. So yeah, I'm gonna deal with Sabra, and Sabra's fucking good. So
It's pretty easy. It's just chickpeas, and like tzatziki sauce, I think, something like that.
You're not helping my cause.
I am, because I'm the cook here. I make
Sabra's the best.
Okay, we're never gonna make a homemade hummus. Sorry.
It's what's there.
Like weirdly fluffy.
It is fluffy.
Weird.
Yeah.
I would buy it sometimes and eat it. It's not the best, The problem is with Sabra, in my opinion, it's only good for the first 2 days.
For some reason, like when you eat this Sabra shit, it just feels so much heavier. Imagine eating a whole fucking vat of Sabra. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've never liked hummus.
Oh, okay.
Well, you hate Jews then.
I don't.
And Arabs.
Yeah.
This is racist. Yeah, it's almost like you can have a discussion about Sabra hummus being a bad hummus without it being at all related to a Jewish thing or an Israeli thing. He can have that discussion as much as he wants on his podcast because we all know his intentions aren't anti-Semitic.
This is what he did. He hit his heart hard.
The Zionism is leading to not
I don't know.
accepting other
It's-
cultures, embracing
it's
their
just,
own
again, it's
culture,
very different when
and
you have it
instead
in public
thinking that
Yeah.
that
versus,
is
like,
an
you have your
attack
friends come to your
on
house
you.
and talk about it.
Yeah.
There was this incident on the podcast where they were reacting to Cutie Cinderella, and Ethan was laughing during it. So that ended up being a pretty important wake-up call for Ethan. He made an apology video directed at Cutie Cinderella, and it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle. And Ethan got an A+ rating.
In terms of a public apology, this is A+.
Ethan won't stop talking about his A+ rating.
You know, he rated my apology to Cutie Cinderella a perfect score, a perfect 10.
A perfect 10 out of 10?
Literally 10 out of 10. Go back. I can teach you how to make a
Right.
good apology. I'm
Right,
the best at
10
it.
out of 10.
I know what a perfect apology is, lady. You fucking don't. Is my perfect apology in this PowerPoint? Dude, I got a perfect 10 out of 10. This one is actually
but it sounds
best.
like these are
apology.
very jokes. Like his inflection is insinuating that these are all like jokes. Like, hey, remember that time I got a perfect apology? And then it's just a running joke. It's like an inside joke.
Yeah. I think Ian's overreacting.
Apology, so.
Ethan Klein, you guys, oh my god! I was trying really hard to think about an impactful moment during this video. Like, could I do something that would really wake Ethan up? And I don't know if this came from a good place or not, but I came up with the idea of getting Ethan's grade changed from an A to a B at least. So I went to visit Psychology in Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but it's worth trying.
That's so funny.
And, you know, we might learn a thing or two.
Xander! Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score, 10. I said, hey, Lud, no wig drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person now that you've inserted yourself and your girlfriend into this conversation?
Okay, Idubbz, I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it. I can understand where it's coming from. And I guess have a policy that when there is a grade for an apology, I am just grading that discrete apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or future behavior. If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize, and I will be there to evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I wouldn't shit on this psychologist.
Wait,
like, he's
listen.
just doing his job.
What's he?
Well,
No,
this.
No.
Oh,
He was about to
brother,
respond.
this guy stinks!
Ian was just about to say something.
Unfortunately, Kirk did not change his grade.
Okay.
But that's okay, because this is the internet. Anyone can have their own official apology rating system. So I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's
kinda
just
funny.
based on
He
my own
went out of
feelings
his way
and my
to,
own
like,
rubric.
Call, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
get the, like, I'm gonna call the cops on you, and the cops are like, this is a domestic thing, I can't do anything.
Yep.
Like, oh, and he kept it in the video, like,
Yep.
Okay.
When Psychology in Seattle was
guy
watching
has
these video
principles.
clips of
Shit.
Ethan,
Damn.
he said
Ah.
that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug. Now, of course, it kind of pisses me off to hear that shit, because I'm like, what are we doing? What are we saying? He needs a hug? No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs. I think something that's very important to me in bringing back Content Cop is to be fair. I think
Funny
that
the
was something...
psychologist has more empathy Ben, the so-called empath here, who, you know, his
Yeah.
whole thing is like being on the left means like you acknowledge all of your prejudices and like your faults, and you have more. You are inherently more empathetic because of it.
Yeah.
And Harry is like complaining that this guy is just too empathetic.
Yeah, that's pathetic.
Thing that was not illustrated in previous content cops that I think should have been, and probably wouldn't have left me with so much regret. Ethan deserves all of the criticism that he's getting. I think it's very valid. But I also think, at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human, because he is human. And he is in a situation that's making him extremely scared, paranoid, defensive, sensitive, and I'm sure other features and feelings. In the spirit of Kirk saying that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug, I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him, because I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well. I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason why
I don't know if
your
I believe
employees
any of this bullshit coming out of these people's mouths, though.
No.
chose to work with you over anyone else.
Ethan, I think it's respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd and step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan Klein, I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports for good that I used to watch.
I'm gonna read this off because I don't want to sound like a fucking robot, but bitch, just memorize it.
I hope
Or
that one
speak
day
from
gets
the
that.
heart, you know.
Yeah. The fact that she said I don't want to sound robotic, and then just
Well,
fucking
reading from a
sounds like a
script makes you
robot.
robotic,
Yes.
inherently.
Yes.
Back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content, so all this has stunk. I hope you really hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think Ethan Klein rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think he's got a good choice of facial hair. I think it's really cool what he did 8 years ago, fighting that frivolous lawsuit. That was pretty fucked up, and fighting it, you know, he changed YouTube for the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he was fighting for free speech.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Neil. I'm like, fuck, like, it's really.
This is another thing I saw.
Are you really gonna sit here and cry about this, even though you just like shit so hard on this man because he wouldn't change the fucking? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Okay.
Really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense.
This is the real reason why he wanted to message this psychologist, is because he's having a hard time.
He wanted to, yeah, talk to the psychologist for his own problems.
We have one less than a minute, so let's go.
If that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been kind of slipping into a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more pulled up, a feeling of almost infallibility, that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
Was that it? Oh my god, that was it.
Wow. Oh, I thought he was making out with someone there.
Okay, hold on. Let's get us back. Woo!
Yeah, I mean,
That was nuts. That was a whole bunch of nothing.
I came out the same way I came in. I hated it. I hate all these people.
Yeah.
I have lost all my respect for Ethan and Ian years ago, and this changes nothing. I'm not surprised by any of it. It doesn't change what he said about Hassan in the slightest. It's just like, oh yeah, they all suck.
Yeah.
Like everyone here sucks. It's them eating each other. Like all the people I hate are fighting each other, and it's funny.
Yeah. Well, I cannot get back that hour of my life.
How long we've been recording?
Almost 3.
Almost, yeah. So not just 2 hours. 2
Yeah.
hours 46 minutes.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. That was fun. But we will start doing a lot more of this. I like reacting like this.
It was not the content cop that he thought it was. Every
Yeah.
time he used to do a content cop, it was a huge thing. Everyone tuned in. It was, oh, if Ian is making a content cop on someone, then that means that they suck and that they fucked up. And
Yeah.
that's usually how it was. Like, called out Keemstar, Rice Scum, I think Logan, Paul.
A lot of people.
And, like, yeah, everything he said was right. Like, that's where, like, and then whatever happened with him and Anissa, his girlfriend, changed him for
Very weird.
the worse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He became a completely different person, more spiteful. Like, I am all for the edgy content culture. I always have been, always will be, but it requires timing and like tact. Like, it depends on where you say it, when you say it, how you say it, for it to come off as funny, because then it's just you saying hateful things for the sake of hateful things. I thought what he did with Tana was funny. You can disagree. I don't think you're wrong. It was obviously very hardcore thing to do. But and him, like, changing his mind on how he felt about that is one thing, but to him to go out on a limb and disown everyone who followed him up to that point as if they're just a cancer that he wants to get rid of, that's where the problem is. Like, he switched so much that anything based on the bedrock that he set for his own content is he finds it, like, moldy and disgusting. There's nothing to do with it, rather than being like, yeah, I've changed, things are different, I'm gonna go a different direction.
Just take accountability, dude.
Well, he took too much accountability. He went so far in taking accountability that he condemns anyone who thought what he did was okay, and demonizes anyone who followed him for that stuff, and essentially, like, disowns all the things he did. He went so far the other way that it was the wrong way of taking accountability.
Oh yeah.
Like, everything fell apart when Atozi called him out for being a cuck.
Yeah.
And then he made a response video, and it was the first response video he ever made that was really bad. Like, everyone was like, this is very strange. Like, every point he's making is, like, dumb and not correct at all. Like, and that's where his drop off happened. Everyone started noticing, like, oh my, what happened to him? Like, things completely changed for him. Like, when he stopped doing his, like, box openings and content cops and gaming videos and went into his, like, squirrel phase, I stuck around because I liked him as a person. I thought it was fun. But then he started burning everyone who followed him from the old days, and that's where I fell off. Is like, I don't want to be treated as a villain here. Like, you're the one who made this bed. I'm here with you. And now you're like, I can't believe you're in that bed that I made. Like, what
seriously.
the fuck are you talking about? Literally, Max is still relevant, and he's still edgy, and he hasn't had to disown anything he did in the past. Like, I completely understand that like he's not the same person he was 10 years ago and wouldn't make as much edgy content because that makes sense. He's grown up. He's changed as a person.
Isn't he married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Max did it well. Joji did it well. Joji literally did it best. He, like, for his own health, he had to retire. For his mental health, for his physical health, he had to retire from YouTube because doing the voice and trying to keep up with the scheduling and it was killing him. And so he moved on to music. I wished him the best. I didn't think he would actually make it, but he fucking did.
Mm-hmm.
He made it out better than anyone.
Yeah.
He's actually like a Billboard like musician now.
Yes.
Max is still making good content.
Yeah, and Max and Chad.
Yeah, Max and Chad, they're still they've grown up. Like I said, they've grown up since their super edgy stuff, but they're still edgy that I can enjoy, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Like they're.
Chad still gets naked.
Yeah, Chad. Oh my god, they touch each other's balls way too much for my liking, but I don't care. That's on them.
Oh my gosh.
But Ian, he
is just pathetic.
You threw yourself away.
Yeah.
I cannot stand behind anything you say or do or get behind you. I don't know what Anissa did. I stand behind that. Like Anissa did something and like, has whipped you so fucking hard.
Yeah.
That you are
a different person.
You are so far removed from the person you were. You're a completely alien person to me now.
Yeah. Well, we hope you liked this.
I
This
hope
was
that was entertaining.
Entertaining,
to
yeah.
watch. You know, if you weren't gonna watch it on your own, then at least you could have watched it through
with us. Yeah.
So you're welcome.
All right. Well, I might do some schedule one, but I'm gonna end this stream for now.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you
for
so
stopping
much
by.
for stopping by. Give me 1 second, though.